We certainly did. So let's throw 2 minutes and 30 seconds up on the clock and start with the first tight game of the evening, which was between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning. You had lead changes. You had just a putrid start from the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, that was a team, they were shot 14-4 in the opening frame of that period. And then they find a way to just turn on the Jets. And for me, it's that late play from Marner and Matthews. Their big guns came to play at a very clutch point. Frank, what stood out to you in the Leafs 4-3 win?
Just when you think the Leafs are going to leave, they don't end up doing it. And what's the story? It feels like a little bit of a coming of age for this Toronto Maple Leafs core, which has had such a tough time breaking through in the first round. I've been saying it for the last few weeks. At some point, this Leafs team is going to break through. At some point, also, the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to lose a series for the first time in 9 tries. I don't know if that's all going to come together in a confluence over the next few days, but it sure certainly seems like that's a possibility now that the Leafs took game 5 and really the manner in which they did it. It would have been so easy for that team 18-wheeler off a cliff with that start to just buckle. You know, you look at it wasn't just the fact that they gave up 2 goals in short order in 6 or 7 minutes, but also the way that they were pounced on in that first period. I was thinking to myself, and you mentioned Colby. I texted him. We were going back and forth during the game. I said, hey, if they can just survive this first period down 2-0, or maybe even cut it to 2-1, I think they're going to hang in there and be all right. And it's not just that, but also the way that the other guys in that lineup redeem themselves. You can talk about Matthews and Marner. That game 5 was won on the back of John Tavares, William Nylander, and Jack Campbell. The way that those 3 guys stepped up after being raked over the coals in the center of the hockey universe over the last 48 hours, having their game questioned with Tavares and potentially looking a half step too slow, and William Nylander with his heart and compete going into battles. Jack Campbell, can the Leafs win with Jack Campbell? We talked about that on our show. He stops 30 out of 31 down the stretch against the Lightning after allowing 2 early goals. He settled in. Tavares got the team on the board first, had a fantastic primary assist to Morgan Rielly, and then Nylander scores what was then at the time the go-ahead goal before Matthews ends up getting the game winner. So for those 3 guys to bounce back in this game in that fashion is a big boost for the Toronto Maple Leafs and their confidence heading to Tampa for Game 6. Now, as Sheldon Keefe said, Tyler, it's not going to matter if they don't end up closing it out. It would be peak Leafs, the most Leafs thing possible, to end up blowing a 3-2 series lead. I just feel like that game is an example why this year is different for Toronto.